So we often get questions from folks who are very just kind of anxious about their first appointment, or who are curious, you know, they haven't set up an appointment yet and they're just kind of curious, like, how would that go anyway? You know, I know that the healthcare industry has not exactly got the best track record when it comes to how it treats transgender folks, so I get the anxiety. But hopefully today I can alleviate some of that for you, because our visits are very simple. They don't involve any kind of like super hard questions. We're not going to do something dumb like, if you prove that you're trans or something. That's ridiculous. You're an adult thinking person. We believe that you know what you want for yourself, and we are here to, you know, educate and guide you through the process, and that's what we're doing. So anyway, generally speaking, let's talk about, you know, as if we're doing a video chat visit, because that's usually confusing to people as well. So we would message you around the time of your appointment and say, hey, are you ready to start? And when you write back and say, yes, I'm ready, I'm good to go, then we would send the video call to start up. You usually have to give permission, you know, from whatever device you're using for it to access your camera and microphone to be used. Anyway, and then technology happens and we can see each other and hear each other, hopefully. But anyway, so initial introductions, basic stuff. Hey, you know, I'm Stacy, I'm going to be your nurse practitioner today. And then I'm going to say, I'm just going to jump over on this other screen on the computer and double check some of your chart information to make sure that we entered it correctly, such as your allergies, any medicines you're on, or if we, you know, see any medical history on there that you put down that we have questions about or something like that. So just basic stuff, making sure we have your pronouns correct. Just, like I said, very simple, making sure we got everything correct in the chart. After that, you know, we may ask you a simple question such as, you know, hey, what brings you here today? How'd you find our clinic? Or tell me just a little bit about yourself. That one's kind of just up to you. What do you want to tell us? You can tell us a little bit about your journey and how you have, you know, developed your identity over time, how you discovered it, or you can just tell us you love soccer and, you know, and who your favorite team is, or just whatever, you know. You could also use that time to throw out a couple of questions if you'd like. It's nothing major, not a question that's gonna like try to trip you up or there's a wrong answer, unless you say, hey, I'm Stacy and I'm an axe murderer, or that might be a wrong answer, but you know, whatever you want to tell us about yourself is fine. After that little introduction and checking the chart and just basic question of, you know, hey, how you doing? How'd you get here? We're going to go over the more meat and potatoes of hormone therapy. We're going to ask you about your goals for hormone therapy, and it is perfectly fine if you don't know exactly what your goal is, you know. And when I say goals, I mean like, what physically are you looking for hormone therapy to do for you? You know, I'm not talking about are you ever going to have any kind of surgeries or anything like that, just hormone therapy itself. What are you looking for? Are you looking to grow a full beard? Are you looking to have like full breasts and everything? Depends on, you know, estrogen or testosterone, which way you're going. But, you know, are you looking for a full transition? Are you looking for partial or slow or non-binary or androgynous or whatever? Give us kind of an idea of what physical characteristics you're looking for here. And then what we're going to do is move on from there and make recommendations for your medication regimen, you know, the type and the dose and everything based off of what your goals are, you know, because while medicines will work, you know, no matter which one you're taking, there may be some that are better dosed or timed for certain applications than others. So anyway, so we learn a little bit about your goals, then we talk about medications. If at that point in time you're still not kind of decided on what medication and you've asked some clarifying questions, you can always take time after the appointment to go research further, talk to someone who's trusted, whatever. You don't have to know every little thing coming into the appointment. We do have a series of videos that we have people watch prior to their appointment, and one of them does discuss medications up front to give you kind of an idea of what we're going to talk about during the appointment, medication-wise. But again, you don't have to make that decision right then or before the appointment or whatever. If you still need time to think about it, perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. After we've kind of talked about medicines, whether we decided on one or not yet, we're going to move on to labs. So most of the time we're going to do a basic health panel before you start hormone therapy. Things are a little bit different if you come to us and you're already on hormone therapy and whatever, so I'm really just talking about those who are newbies. So you come to us, what we're going to do is a CBC and a CMP, which is just a, blood count and a metabolic panel where it's going to look at your liver and kidney function. Like I said, just basic health panel. It's not screening to see whether or not you can start hormone therapy. It's just a baseline of your basic body functions and everything, just in case anything changes based on what you end up taking. For example, if you take a whole bunch of pills, any kind of pills, doesn't have to be hormone therapy, if you take a whole bunch of pills, there's the possibility then that it could change the way your liver and kidney functions over time. So we want to get a baseline and keep an eye on that as we go. Simple. We're going to talk about labs, like I said, and you get them before you start hormone therapy. So that could look like anything from going that same very day of the appointment and getting them drawn to waiting a few weeks. I mean, it's up to you and your schedule. No pressure. We discuss labs and how you get them in another video, one of the ones that we have people watch prior to the appointment, discussing whether or not you're using health insurance or paying out of pocket. So you'll have kind of an idea of that coming in, and that's another thing we'll talk about is which one you're going to do, health insurance or paying out of pocket. And then whenever we meet for our follow-up appointment, probably 3 or 4 months after that first appointment, we're going to repeat labs, at which point, depending on what they look like, we may or may not change what you're doing with your regimen, increase, decrease dose, change medicine entirely, or stay the same if we got it right the first time. No problem. So that's pretty much labs. There's a whole other video about lab frequency, visit frequency, and everything if you're interested in that. For now, we're just talking about what's the first visit containing. And the very last part after discussing medications and labs is going to be setting up your next appointment, which, like I said, is probably going to be about 3 or 4 months later. And after that, that's pretty much it. Hop off. You go get some labs done on your own timetable. Once the labs are drawn, you grab your medicine at the pharmacy, get started, and then you're just basically taking your medicine, wait until the next appointment. So anyway, pretty simple. We're very laid back. You can ask questions anywhere and anytime throughout the appointment. If you can't think of anything, you can always write to us through the little patient portal afterwards. Perfectly fine. I know some people freeze up whenever they're in an appointment and they feel stressed. So the big thing is just to know it's real easy. We pop up, we say hey, introduce ourselves, check your chart, maybe ask you a couple of general questions, find out what your goals are, discuss the medication options available, discuss labs, and then schedule your follow-up appointment. Easy peasy. So I hope this helped someone out there who was a little bit anxious about their first appointment and how it would go. If you have any other questions, you can always write into us and we'll let you know what your answer is. Okie doke. Bye!